how much undercharging can do as well. I know one of our co-casters, Butters, I say it all the time because I think it's so clever
The code is great.
that we know more about the depths of our oceans than we do about what the undercharged energy will be.
That's a bold claim,
Yeah.
right?
Well, about that. Hi, I'm 17, and welcome to Undercharging. I've spent time on and off over the last 8 months researching this, and here's what I found. First, I need to start with the basics. Undercharging 101. So glad you can make it. Let's get started. When you use the charge attack in Pokemon GO, the game responds with the following text. Nice means 50% of maximum damage, great means 75%, and excellent means 100%. In addition, doing no bubbles will always result in 25% of the maximum damage. The question I get asked a lot, is excellent maximum damage? So, we proved it. On the left, we have 100% charged, tapping every bubble, and on the right, we have excellent, missing one bubble, with an earthquake. As you can see, when the images are layered on top of each other, the damage output is identical. So, excellent text is in fact maximum damage. Next, I wanted to do the difficult task of finding how much damage each bubble did. After a lot of slow-mo analysis, I determined exactly how many bubbles are in each different type of charge attack. It ranges from 23 for grass, fighting, and flying, all the way to 45 for normal. Now that we know that excellent is maximum damage, any bubbles after that are just extra. So I needed to know how many bubbles award the player with the excellent text. Turns out that these numbers are very similar to the maximum damage. This lets us calculate how many bubbles you can miss, or mistakes the player can make before losing valuable damage. Also note that the steel type requires the same amount of bubbles to hit excellent as grass, fighting, and flying. What do these mistakes mean? For 3 types, you have to be perfect. For 1 type, you can even miss multiple bubbles. 15 out of 18 types allow you to miss at least 1 bubble before being punished for it. If you want to remember what types you have to be perfect on, I have a solution. It's a balloon with wings. Anyways, let's get on to undercharge counting. Undercharge counting is the process of counting your bubbles to do a certain percent of damage. The biggest task I had was to find the formula to do this. Here's how it works. For each charge attack minigame, there is a set pattern and number of bubbles. Since no bubbles are known to do 25% of the maximum damage, the total damage done by the remaining bubbles is 75%. This means that the damage per bubble is simply 75 divided by the number of bubbles required to hit excellent, since some bubbles are extra. For example, the fairy type has an excellent threshold of 36, meaning if you take 75 and divide by 36, each bubble does about 2% of the maximum damage. What does this mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. With a bit of practice, you can decide precisely how much of your charge attack you want to use, 25 to 100%. You can learn from the table, or learn the percent for each type. How to master undercharging? The crucial part of undercharging is learning how to estimate the percent of the charge attack you want to do. In addition, you can learn common matchups via PvPoke to gain information on the maximum damage of a charge. This is especially true in Show 6 metas, where the total amount of Pokemon used is less, leading to increased familiarity. How does the counting work? In this example, Registeel goes for a Zap Cannon. In this attack, each bubble will do 2.75% of the full power. What you need to do is estimate how much of the full attack do I want to do. In this matchup, I went with around 60. 60% in this matchup is 13 bubbles, or 3 overnights. And bam. Let's see how this applies to important matches. We've got Rise with the Dragonair, and Mr. Ace with the Lickitung. Both Pokemon building up energy. Dragonair gonna go for the Body Slam here. Body Slam will likely land here, doing some chip damage to the Lickitung, and it will. Now, Lickitung, continuing to build up energy. More energy. Almost does 2 Body Slams, Lickitung throws before it hits 2. Dragonair will likely no shield. Again, just some chip damage onto the Dragonair. Dragonair does in fact no shield. Both Pokemon, Dragonair goes with the Body Slam. Lickitung chooses not to throw. Ace decides to shield the Lickitung. Perhaps looking to farm down the Dragonair, but that will not happen with the Bulk Point. Lickitung going to throw before the Dragonair reaches a Body Slam. We see the immediate shield by the Dragonair. Dragonair going to look to get the farm down. Green Breath looking to farm down the Lickitung. He switches into the Gligar, trying to farm down, but he cannot. Dragonair makes a move, makes the Aqua Tail. This would do some solid damage to the Gligar, but will not be enough to kill, but we do see the shield. Mr. Ace choosing to shield the Gligar, gets some energy, and in comes Jellicent. Jellicent going to be able to hit with some super effective serves. Will do some solid damage back to the Gligar. Gligar going in for a dig. Unfortunately, a Hex does. They're coming through. Dig will do some decent damage back to the Jellicent. Probably put it around half. Right at half. Jellicent going to do one Hex and then throw the Surf. Surf will do some solid damage back to Gligar. Put it around 30-40%. Surf comes through. And now Gligar, looking to outpace the Jellicent, but it cannot. Jellicent reaches another Surf before the Aerial Ace. This will take out the Gligar. This will leave Mr. Ace with that Lantern in the back and a very low Lickitung. Mr. Ace likely going to bring back in the Lantern. Rise trying to switch into the Annihilate as soon as possible. Waiting out the switch clock. Now Lantern is on the Annihilate. This Annihilate is on Ice Punch, so not being able to bait with a Night Slash. Lantern going to go for a Surf. Rise is going to choose to shield the Surf, not wanting to take any more damage on the Annihilate. Shadow Ball will put Lantern into the red, and things are looking very dire for Mr. Ace here. With only 2 low health Pokemon remaining, he still needs to take out 3/4 of an Annihilate and part of the Jellicent that is left in the back. Lantern will be able to get to a Thunderbolt before the Annihilate makes a move, and this will do major damage to the Annihilate and likely take it out, but he undercharges. Whether he intended to or not, he missed 2 bubbles, so this Thunderbolt does a little bit less damage, and now Lickitung can get farm on the Annihilate, giving him a chance in this game. Lickitung needs to make it to the Power Whip, and it can with the energy from the Undercharge. This is what a perfect Undercharge looks like, and you can do these consistently. All it takes is a bit of practice. Gotta give thanks to anyone who helped me on this project. Unkipped, Rainfall, Homeplace Henry, Nighttime Clasher, and Pikawawa. In addition, some of the inspiration came from Waller's and Dr. Bill's original research a few years ago. Footage credit is from Pokemon GO on Twitch, and just the best way to get data from this game is on pvpoke.com. This took several hundred hours and nearly 10 months at the end of recording to finish this, so thank you for watching. Hope this makes an impact. 17, signing off.